Good evening, ladies and gents. This is the Nerds to Human, and welcome to this, the grand finale of our Britannia Rebels campaign. And you join us in Ireland, of course, where we are currently trying to take out the last 4 of their strongholds. Dublin will fall next turn. We have that one completely surrounded. No way they're going to get there. Trim, though, we did have quite a large affair last time where the old Scottish king was killed. Well, we killed 2 armies, but the third one was too much in the same battle, sadly. So he is gone, but the Welsh hero, oh yes, this lovely lad over here, Cadwan, or however you're supposed to pronounce his name, is arriving. He is ready to finish off County Meath. So that's good news indeed. Over in the west, things are a little bit simpler, of course. In Tipperary, yeah, we're probably going to go actually put this under siege, weren't we? That seemed like a sensible plan. Lovely news. And we can probably just send a couple units to go and finish off Tipperary, actually. We've got some reinforcements in this part of the world. You know what? We might as well send them over to finish off Tipperary. Lovely, lovely stuff. Okay, so with that under control, I think it's time to probably end our turn because, by and large, it's their move at this point. Interesting, they're going to take us on here, and I think there's probably a bit more than we want to face them with. Depends what the army is, really. Okay, I'm not really friends with these catapults after last time, suffice to say, and we don't have the cav to sweep forward and deal with them, certainly not if they've got more than us. So we'll just withdraw, that's fine. We've done what we need to, though, just held them up a little bit. This fort under siege, that's fine, that's the whole point of it, and nothing else. Okay, that's interesting. So with that then, I guess we'll smash straight into Dublin. Keep that one nice and simple. Men lost 46 to 0. Fine. Sack Dublin. And with that, okay, we can still get some of our gunmen. Now, are we able to hire these? Yes, I want some gunmen, damn it. Irish squires, interesting. Effective against armour. You know what, I wouldn't mind some javelin cav. So glad. We don't really need any more troops, but you know, I wouldn't mind a bit of that as well. Fouls and money for blockading the port that we've just taken under our control. Anyway, all is marvellous. Okay, so let's rearrange this, shall we? This army is the one that's going to go and push forward into these chaps. This army, what do we want to do? They can just stand in behind. They're just reinforcements, really. You are the scraps. No, you're not the scraps. You're a whole nother full stack. My days. Okay. Where's the scrap army? Oh, this is the scrap army. Okay. Well, the scraps have made it across from Wales. They can just go and occupy the town for now. That's fine by me. And this army, are you better than them? Certainly better than this other force over here. Fine. You know what? Let's just see. Yeah, you're the Norse archers. Yeah, this is a much better force, really. It's a decent force, but not the other lads. They are the main ones. Okay, so what do I want to do? Okay, there's an army over here which could get involved with Tipperary. So we'll just send this lad down here. Go and sit them. You join up because there was a space in that army. We'll put the fort under siege. Good news indeed. And yes, Tipperary under siege as well from this little force of odd lads that we found around. 2 catapults. Of course there's 2 catapults. They bloody well love their catapults. They're like the Moors of this game, aren't they? As for Athens, can't quite make it this turn, but will be their next turn. I'm not sure how much money they have, but certainly we have the most money according to the end of turn report. And okay, we have 19,000 now, but we didn't before we sacked the town. So right, trim. Are we going to put this under siege or what? You know what we can do? We can actually just smash. See, that would be a bit too simple, wouldn't it, really? We just smash them. I want a nice battle in the field. I feel like we want to do this properly. So we got this army. Yeah, that looks like much of the army that finished us off last time. Or this was probably the army that did it last time. Yeah, probably those 2 forces between them. Okay. Okay, so we'll smash into them. That'll be fine. We're going to leave it to this lad to finish it off. I don't know how I'm going to decide. Can we give him a nickname? That'd probably be quite insulting, really, wouldn't it? We'll just call him Cadwagan. Cadwagan! Which I'll forget by the time. The next time we bring him up. Fine. Take on Captain Bran. Come on. He needs to go down. Another army of random nonsense. All their Moira that they used to have. They don't have any of their elite troops anymore. They just have a big pile of catapults and trash. Don't really know what's happened to them. Oh well, I quite like this force. It's a bit strangely short on infantry. Apparently I forgot to bring infantry along and had 3 crossbowmen instead. I should probably have swapped that out before this battle, but I didn't. So it's time to head in with Frederick over here, who was he the late king of the North, the one who became king for about 2 minutes before I took Inverness? I think so. Let's head in. We're with their 2 armies trying to meet up, and mine a long way away. We are mainly going to try and use these horses to get on top of them ASAP. The catapults do seem to be shooting at me, and most of their units seem to be running away, which is interesting. Husskulls, oh, the Husskulls are broken. Well, that's surprising. I thought I could send them right into the fray, but apparently they are not happy about any of this. So we're going to lose some of our Husskulls as we run off. That's a bit disappointing. The Reuter are getting taken down, but I'm a bit concerned that the Husskulls immediately ran. Aha! Enemy general is dead. That's good. So he sniped off a bit of the cav, and we'll just sneak around the outside. Oh, this whole battle's going to be a massive mess, isn't it? We've got some Gallic archers coming in. They have a fair amount of spearmen, so do need to be a little bit careful. The horse boys are skittering across to us, so we'll just get on top of them. It's good we've got enough cav to kind of deal with that issue, I think. On top of the next horse boys while we've got the chance. And honestly, this army is pretty weak. We just need to try and get on top of these catapults whilst we have the opportunity. So get over to them now. We've got enough men, hopefully, to do this. Might not break. There's a few javelin men around who are just causing a few bits of problem. I think there's some javelins being thrown. Ah, some arrows coming in. That's what's happening. Okay, I think my cav are getting a little bit unhappy about this. So let's just start running around the flank, please. Running around. Okay, they're not very happy at all, are they? You smash into those Gallic archers. You're supposed to be running into this space so that you didn't rout, but apparently they've routed now. Well done, my good sirs, well done. Well, with the skirmish performed pretty atrociously, it's time just to head into the battle, I think. We've got Norse archers who are supposed to be auxiliary infantry, by the way. I did forget that part earlier. And their catapults weren't facing the right way, so they're just trying to turn around now. This could be interesting, though. We've still got quite a lot to do here. They could splatter us quite a lot if we're not careful, so we're going to get these guys onto wider formation as well. Thank you very much. And then into shoot mode, because we could do with shooting everyone down. Fine. Infantry are going to start running in. They're going to do a few bits of shooting, but the main thing is that our axemen here just smash into them. As long as we don't get hit too much by their missiles as our infantry approach, that is fine. Cavalry are probably doing their job, which was to chase off this guy. That's fine by me. Let's take the general on the Husskulls around the back. That will be good. Right, I think we need to now get our Norse archers into their auxiliary mode at this point, actually. Start pushing forward. You guys start coming into this position as well. Norse archers start moving forward. Oof, a couple of you just managed to pull that one off in a lucky fashion. Where's my general, by the way? He's supposed to be here. The Husskulls are there, but the general isn't. Where's my general? Hi. You're supposed to be... Okay, at some point he got lost, which is interesting. A big splat's about to happen. I don't like that. It's unfortunate for my Norse lads, but job essentially done. Those Norse Axemen are breaking because for some reason we got them way too far forward. Always likely to happen, I suppose. Right, keep on pushing in. Keep on pushing in. Ah, they're laying some big damage on us because our general should be here already and he's not. Into the catapult. You into a different catapult. Horses into the rear, you into the rear, and you just into them. Anyone just get in where you're supposed to, damn it. Okay, crossbows, just shoot them down. I think we're doing all right here, to be honest. It's just a bit of a mess. We didn't have enough infantry, and we're having to make do with some of the Norse archers getting in there. Okay, not too bad. Those cav are being knocked out a little bit. We're trying to sweep them up from the rear, which is just about working at this point, actually. Into those catapults, just got to keep them busy for long enough. And missiles will be doing brutal work, as long as they don't smash into our lovely Welsh Longbows. Oh, I don't like any of that. They're too beautiful for this world. Okay, we're not going to be able to get on top of most of those, lads. There we are. There goes our other general. We'd actually got the first one, the initial charge, didn't we? So that's a good bit of news indeed. Right, cavalry just smash into the back of their lines now. We just need to hit whatever we can. And that should hopefully just finish this off. Oh, we've actually broken, so that isn't actually going to do quite what I hoped it would. Okay, you keep mopping up the back line. And crossbowmen, no. You guys keep fighting, you damn heroes. And we'll just make sure the longbows are shooting in where they can. Okay, you just keep on laying them under fire. General is slowly getting hacked, but not too badly. Okay, you know what? I just need to put him out of there. He's been distracting those guys for long enough. But he is very much surrounded now. The rest of this cav has given up, so let's just shoot them down. We don't really have much infantry. In fact, by much, I mean we don't have infantry at this point. So we'll just get the general out of there. We'll just keep on using the fire. And by the fire, I mean someone's using fire arrows. Why are you using fire arrows? I have no idea. Okay, so we'll just, yeah, we'll keep shooting in as much as we can. And we'll try and use these crossbowmen as buffers as much as possible. Where's my cav? Get yourself over here, back to the lines, back to the lines. If only I'd actually looked at this army and thought, Tom, there's no infantry in this army. Yes, that would have been sensible. And of course I did say that, and then I ignored that particular fact as well. So, these guys just go off skirmish. Honestly, just do what you need to do. And yeah, we'll just get the general to try and smash up whatever he can. It's a bit of a strange one at this point, but as they approach, they do just get slaughtered by missiles, which means we are essentially able to finish them off and mop them up. The two cavalry who can be bothered to fight are now getting themselves back into the battle. We just need to take care of the catapults at this point. So General can swing up here, and that will finish it off. All our missile units just start running forward. There is official victory at that point. Okay, don't run forward, just shoot at whatever you can. Get some brutal shots in, because we're not going to be chasing these guys down. We'll just be shooting at them. So get your shots in as much as you can. Norse archers, you might as well shoot as well, because that's pretty much what your job is. So General, mop up what you can. It's been a bloody affair, almost as if some infantry is useful, particularly when you've got lots and lots of missiles who need protecting. But hey ho, we've done a decent enough job, I suppose. And yeah, last few going down. These guys stopped to shake their asses at us to go, ha ha ha, we escaped. But they don't escape for long. And to be honest, one day I might just join the Rebel Alliance. He got shot. Sorry, Steve. Utterly vanquished. I mean, we did quite a lot of killing compared to them. So in the end, I guess a job well done. And technically, all the reinforcement army went down to their deaths. We'll just grab what we can for the next place. Retinue warrior, berserker. Oh, lovely, +1 morale, and nothing too much of interest as 3 command. Okay, he's the Bruisemeister as far as I'm concerned. Notorious berserker is just lovely to have. Right, do we have anything else on morale? Not quite yet, but we got +1 morale there, which is useful. Trebuchet. Oh yeah. Let's do some merging, man. Let's get ourselves some trebuchet. I love that. And to be honest, some axemen would be good. Some infantry would be nice. Maybe we'll give this infantry to that army. We probably should, you know. Okay, well, we'll deal with that one in future. Probably no need to worry about that. As for the next one, we've got the prince over here. Interessante. Okay, well, let's go back to the bridge then, my good sir. You can do what you want, I guess, but I'm not sure it's going to treat you that well. We've got more of our gunmen over there. Yes, we are indeed recruiting some already. Okay, if we have ourselves another boat of forces around, which I had to just keep dumping them, then I guess we'll send them to the north, because it looks like we might just want some kind of reinforcements in this part of the world. Maybe just... yeah, stand them on the bridge here instead. We'll leave these 7 over there just to man the fort and just keep them busy. But, you know, that's fine. We'll send some cav over there. We don't need them in that position anymore. Get on the boat. Okay. Things are largely where we want them. I guess we might as well head into the next battle, which is our good old friend Cadwagan, who I did remember to pronounce in that particular manner. Let's just do a night attack to make it more interesting and more spectacular when all the flaming bolts come to kill us. Now, Am I going to send my cav in again? No, I've learnt my lesson, probably. We do have the Highland Swordsmen in this army, though. That's delicious. We're just going to charge in and hope they don't completely slaughter us. That's the plan. Let it in. As you try and manoeuvre into position, oh dear, I see the flaming shots have actually already begun. That's a bit unfortunate. Okay, so looks like we're just going to be running into position now, which is something like being over hither. Yes, okay, if that's the plan, then I guess cavalry are going to need to go and deal with these horse boys. Some of them have been repelled by the archers so far, but yes, I think we might need to just give those guys a little poke, push them in the right direction. Maybe we'll just send those 27 just to mop them up. If you can deal with that, that would be lovely. Everyone else is going to have to run forward because that just seems to be the way we deal with these Irish armies. They're a bit awkward, to be honest, aren't they? There's a lot of skirmishing going on. They've got a lot of their Gallic archers. They've got their Javelinmen. The horse cav as well. The javelin cav. I mean, they are called horse boys in fairness, so like it's hardly like they have a very sensible name, isn't it? Okay, we're just running them into position. They're not really shooting right now. They seem to be rearranging, which is good news for us, and that should mean that hopefully these cav are doing their job. We caught them, not quite caught them, and that is going to cause us a few problems. Yeah, they seem to be struggling with that. Well, you know what? If they're going to dally around with that kind of nonsense, we're just going to run into that position. Okay, time for the infantry to get charging. I think we are largely in position at this point, so yes, we have the Highland Swordsmen. Oh, they are just delicious. Okay, run everyone in. Run everyone in. There's some archers back there. We just need to just hope that they don't land a massive hit on us as we come in for the kill here. Morgana Spearmen, you just go and deal with them. We'll get you two to shoot those horse boys because they're incredibly irritating. These cav are coming around the back, so they might as well do their job at this point, which is take care of the catapults. Infantry are largely doing their work. We've got a couple of units I apparently didn't give an instruction to, so they might as well just get moving at this point. Archers, your job... Oh, didn't realise there was one back here. Morgana Spearmen, your job's kind of supposed to be, in theory, to defend these lads, so you do that, please. We'll just make sure that the javelins are... They're not probably actually going to engage us properly. They're just going to skirmish and be very, very annoying. Okay, so my cav can now swing across to those archers in the rear. I think we've pretty much won the infantry battle here. Looks like there's a lot of melting going on. Yeah, certainly looks that way. We'll just send a couple units out to deal with that kind of thing. Send those over here, send the general into the horse boys, and that should pretty much be what we want. There we go, javelin lads are being caught by the spearmen now, which is what we want to see. Good news, we're probably getting hit by a few of our own arrows, but who cares? There's a Ramsey in all of us. So, all cav. Yeah, looks like we've got them now. Missiles to start shooting down those cav infantry. Come over here, these particular lads. Can we just have a good look at them, please? Because I like the idea of these lads. Where are you? There's two of them. Oh, look at that. Slow motion, heroic running there. Massive swords. Unwieldy, but yet wielded. Impressive wheel work there. So, we have one or two units who are still trying to get away. Not doing a very good job of it. All missiles might as well start working on these horse boys. There are just a few units scrambling around, so we'll just mop them up where we can. Apparently, they want to do it. That's unusual. Well, if they want to come in for the fight, I will happily oblige. And yeah, they didn't fancy the attack on the longbows. Hardly surprising, is it really? No, it's really not. Okay, a few units at the back you just need mopping up. But apart from that, looks like victory to us. Well, we lost a few men along the way, 200 or so, but good old Cadwagan did a pretty good job overall.
Such is the fate of all who oppose us.
Harsh words there, Cadwagan, harsh words, but indeed you are correct. Okay, we'll just merge up what we've got there. Nothing too bad in terms of our losses. Those two can go into there. We actually don't have decent infantry replacement here immediately, do we? No, we don't. It's a bit of a shame. We'll just add a couple of these lads in just to help you out for the time being. A couple pathetic lads to stand around. We're just going to stand here and see if they want to face us off, to be honest, because I'm quite happy with that particular circumstance. Looks like all of our... Oh, look, we do have more boats. So many armies. Yeah, you just come all the way up here. We could do a few more up near Lifford. That would be grand. Not sure there's much more to do this turn, to be honest. And apparently I can't speak anymore, so time to end our turn, I guess. The Irish certainly seem to be able to pull armies out of their arses, to be honest, because King Domhnall over here has appeared by Athens. A little bit too late, to be honest, because we're about to just head in and burn the place to a crisp. Although, by burn to crisp, we mainly mean we're just going to lose one lad and walk in. Take your money. Prince Nicholas is just hanging out up here near Lufford. He's been stuck in a corner. And then we have the charming lass over here who tells us to clear off. So, yeah, most of the family seem to be over there, apart from this one lad, who, of course, is the Moira lads, who, unfortunately, there is a bit of a reinforcement army that's appearing. So, I thought they might attack me, but no, I think it's time for us to attack them. Very little change to this army. I've just added in some of the Calivermen. And I've added some Irish squires because I think they're more interesting because they've got the javelins. I'm quite happy to have those in on the party. So I think this should be a nice big affair. We could do another night battle. Why not? So he's dauntless. Well, that's slightly daunting. Is this the guy we didn't quite manage to kill in the earlier battle? I think it might be, by the way. Drill Master's -1 though. So actually only at +1 confident attacker. Well, he's defending the fool. So plenty of time to do this. What are their generals like, by the way? Combat bonus in snow, not woods though, just snow. 11, 7, 16. Nothing too great, to be honest. Okay, let it in. Let's clear him out. Whilst I do feel like this war is inevitably a win for us, this battle is certainly one that could be interesting. The Moira have always been pretty brutal, and we'll see if they can cause us some problems here today. We're actually losing a fair few too many of our lads to these missiles right now. Some of these horse boys, honestly, the squires can go and take you out, so we'll go and send those to do that job. I actually do have some of my gun lads over here who are shooting at these Gallic archers. Hopefully we'll do our job pretty soon. There we are. They're kind of arquebusiers kind of lads. They should be fine doing that job. I'm actually going to send that cavalry forward, and I don't really know why I'm not just intercepting these guys with my cav anyway. So I'm going to push the horse boys away, and then we'll just charge into these archers. And if they want to send the infantry forward, they are welcome to do so, but at this point, it's fine. They're just causing a little bit of bruise into our front line. Not too fond of that, but it is what it is, I suppose. Cav, if you want to run in front of the guns, I know they're kind of a new thing, but don't run in front of the guns. The guns, by the way, as you might know from my gunpowder video, really don't like shooting if there's any one of their own lads in the way. So they're not just going to, you know, get themselves killed, but they are just going to stop doing anything as soon as you run in front of them, which I guess kind of makes sense. But yes, we should probably rearrange this a little bit. Just try and reorganize that angle, please. We've got the two cavalry out here. What do I want to do? I really want to keep those archers dealt with one way or another. Cavalry over here. They've got too many really, but we'll just give them a slight light poke here. Just pull out of that, my good sirs. We don't have enough for this. Our archers should be shooting in on all of this nonsense though, which would be very helpful. They've broken because they've got themselves cornered, which is stupid because they're supposed to be light cavalry that are fast moving, but they didn't move at all, which seems about right, to be honest. Those cav have been letting me down for most of the last few episodes, if I'm honest. I'm trying to get too much from them. I kind of miss my Ginete from my old Portugal campaigns, which actually isn't on the channel. I actually did record a Portugal campaign before my very first video on YouTube, but I never actually released it. It was almost like a test run in some ways. It never really made it to the silver screens. So maybe one day we'll surface. There wasn't a particularly amazing siege video actually. Perhaps that one is meant to be one day. But for now, let's just worry about what cav we do have, which apparently is mostly terrible. We do, though, have some very, very good longbowmen who can cause a lot of trouble, and they don't have anything like the missile range we have, so I suspect we'll be winning this skirmish in general, even if the cav are quite annoying. Their infantry is actually coming forward at this point, and we're going to get a few gunshots in before they arrive. It's the Moira, of course, who are yeah, running in at the front here. We've got some of the cav actually charging ahead, which is interesting. I'm actually going to do the gunman right there. You know what, gunman? Pull out of it. Pull out of it. You didn't get charged by the cavs, so you get the chance to live it at this point. I'd say maybe don't fire at will. Just get yourself behind the lines there. Some of them managed to get themselves killed in spite of the fact it's the problem with... Yeah, this is the problem with gunmen sometimes. They're stuck in their loading procedure. They often don't decide to do anything useful, which is kind of stupid. I left an armoured swordsman at the back, my good sir. That was a foolish charge, wasn't it? Okay, archers now go on to fire and just shoot at whoever is not in the front line. In fact, you just shoot down that bodyguard because, quite frankly, they go down very, very easily if we want to go and deal with them. Alright, cavalry, get yourselves around here. Ulster swordsmen are breaking. Are the Moira breaking as well? No, the Moira aren't. Of course they're not, Thomas. Of course they're not. But we do have like a fight for the ages here. It's the Highland swordsmen against the Moira, which is lovely, lovely news. 40 against 72. These guys are 2 hit points, of course. Should we just have a little comparison? These are actually very, very similar to the Norse Axemen or even the Calivermen, who apparently are actually slightly better on the attack. But these guys had the frightened infantry line. I forgot about that part. Oh, that's lovely. What about these Moira over here? 14, 3, 19 defense, 60 upkeep. I'm sorry, what? I know there's only a few of them, but my days, that's just rude. Okay. Very interesting. Protectors and Guardians of the Land. Okay, right. So they're sort of the secret police. I've just made up a completely irrelevant comment there, but hey ho. Yeah, so we've got our Axemen, the Norse Axemen, who are very good chunky lads. We've seen them absolutely murder generals, but nothing too noticeable, to be honest. They melt quite easy. They're very much glass cannons, aren't they, these Norse Axemen? But it has been fun using them in the latter part of the game. I wish I had some of these troops a bit earlier. I mean, like the Scottish troops. It's the way my game fell, really. Oh my god! Our general's dead! He's been shot down by flaming arrows! No! Oh, that was really early! Well, that was impressive. I was just sitting around the side there, but he just got a really unlucky shot. Well, wellity. The Welsh lad. Maybe what's happening here is that the Englishman inside me is killing all the other... The thing is, we actually picked up Norse, Scottish and Welsh generals. We didn't pick up any English generals. And as an Englishman, obviously, subconsciously, I'm trying to get rid of them all. We can't have any of them in the Rebel Alliance. No. The thing is, the battle's actually won at this point. Like, there's nothing they're fighting. Like, the very last thing that happened was these Gallic archers shot down the general. What utter bastards. Oh, wowity. Well, you know what? As much as I liked this lad taking on the English and finishing them off, and taking on the Norse and finishing them off, in many ways, I don't know. He could have been a better hero, damn it, and he didn't manage it in the end. Right, what do we have over here? A few of our Ulster swordsmen. Do we have Ulster swordsmen? Highland swordsmen. We do have some Ulster swordsmen, but not anymore. We did have them at earlier points, but they were always slightly disappointing, I found. But hey ho. There are some weird units when you get like the two-handed ones, and I know some people ask for a two-handed unit fix. It's more like the halberds, I feel like, that need a little bit of tweaking. A lot of the swords are kind of fine, it's just you've got to know to some extent how to use them. My missiles are pretty much all used up. That is very, very unusual indeed. Don't quite know how that's happened, other than we've had quite a long skirmish here. But there we are, victory is upon us. It's just a simple case of the general was slain in the process. Interesting indeed. But just one unit left here. Where is this lad? I don't know, it's probably a horse somewhere. We'll hunt him down. A clear victory indeed, but a clear death for Cadwagan, whose name was just too unpronounceable. And down he goes. In fact, their general actually got away. I didn't even notice that. That's interesting. I quite like him to end up in this city, it must be said. Now, for someone who has good morale on his troops, he's doing an awfully good job of dying, but getting away. I mean, you know, dauntless. Yeah, fear doesn't trouble him, except he's ran away twice now. So we'll see about that. Well, who is the new hero then? Because there was another... I had a general over here as well. Oh, he's here. That's a bit strange. Oh, he's garrisoned because he's the most expensive lad. Fine, I was a bit confused about all of that nonsense. 250 for the trebuchet as well. Oh, interesting. They're expensive upkeep. Well, I guess then this is the new leader for us then. Oh dear, this is this isn't necessarily going the way I planned. Right, we have a general over here. If the king wants to take us on the siege, I'd quite welcome it. That could be good fun. I'd like this lad to head into Trim. That would be ideal, to be honest. And other than that, we'll just... I might mop this army up, but after that, we'll just see what happens on the end turn. Well, it's been a few turns now, and there is no action from the Irish, sadly. No one seems to want to battle me. I'd like a final bridge battle. I'd like a nice battle out in the field. Sadly, they don't seem to want to do it. So, you know what? We're going to have a little bit of fun with them. He obviously doesn't want to do that, but, you know, I kind of do. So, yeah, I think we're going to head into the king and take him out. We'll let the prince live because I want to deal with Trim a little bit later. So, you know what? Let's head in. We're going to have some fun here. Take out the king. How old is he? 56. Okay. He's a mean leader, so he needs to be killed. That is fair enough. Competent ranger, fire attacks, efficient, swift to judge, strong language. Strong language is fun. Okay. So this will be an interesting one. He does have a fair few sets of catapults. That's kind of why I've got the reinforcement, just so that we can tell them to be aggressive and watch them get slaughtered. Well, with the aggressive stance on then, pretty much the plan is to start shuffling forward until they react. And as soon as they start reacting by shooting, we're just going to start charging in. Yeah, I think it's time to start running already. I'll tell you what we'll do though. We'll get our crossbows, our longbows up onto the hill here. That will be beautiful. I'm just going to get our spearmen into just a kind of covering position. That will be fine. So all of them would like to run. That would be perfect. And as for the infantry, they can just start running on in. It's just a big pile of javelinmen who, on a hill, probably will cause a fair amount of damage. That is true. But you know what? I don't really care. So as for the cav, we'll send them around this flank instead. And we'll just see what nonsense occurs. We should probably slow it down a little bit though. Okay, so as we run into position, all my missiles need to go off skirmish, by the way. We've got the reinforcements coming in from over there, which could be interesting. They've just shot their own lads. Have it, you javelinmen. They're still eager, bless them. Okay, yeah, archers do need to go on to spread out mode. That's fine by me. And the cav just need to start swinging in as much as they can. I think some of them have already caught one or two of those chats, but that's fine by me. General's coming over here. Well, that's why we have the spearmen. Although apparently the longbowmen are kind of a bit ahead of the party, which is unfortunate. Quite unfortunate, actually. Very unfortunate, actually. Really quite unfortunate. Oh well, what happens, happens. And as for the rest of it, we seem like we're getting into the party. So cavalry seem to be fairly unopposed on taking on these lads. We'll just keep on pushing forward. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, they're melting. It's only the general who's hit those longbows caused a few problems. But he's also surrounded by like 3 units of spearmen who just simply haven't got into position yet. It doesn't really matter. I mean, at this point, everyone just dies gloriously for the cause. They know that the cause will be won eventually. They need not worry about shaming themselves. Okay, where are my reinforcements? Supposed to be super aggressive here. I wanted you to kind of slam into them as well at the same time. That was supposed to be the whole point. But anyway, looks like the job is largely done here. We've got the general to kill, who presumably all infantry now can just turn onto him. That will be lovely. All cavalry chase down, and if he wants to run away, hopefully he's not going to catch him. I mean, you know, normally this old button here, I think this is from the Lucium mod, so I've kind of kept this in because I quite like it. Yeah, it's normally quite helpful, but I think because they're just trying to organise themselves, then they'll start running in. But it's a bit late for that now. It's a bit late for that now, isn't it? All missiles on that general, please. Try and shoot him down if you at all can. I quite like to kill the king because why not, eh? Why not? Let's have one more head lopped off. And I suppose that means the lad that we still need to... well, the lad who keeps running away will presumably become the factionaire. But I don't know if he's actually not a family member or just a general. He might just be a general. Down he goes, slapped in the face with a sword, the way that any good king should go. Lovely stuff. Well, the reinforcements have been thoroughly unimportant. But I'll be honest, I didn't want to take... if I were that king, I wouldn't want to take on the fort with all of this lot either. No, it's a pretty darn solid army. Fine. Mop them up, and that's the end of one more army. The king is dead. Long live the king. And with that, presumably, this lad is now the king, King Nicholas. Only 3 authority. That's a shame for him, isn't it? Is this guy now the prince? He is indeed. So we've made him slightly stronger. Maybe this time actually stand and fight, damn it. Well, actually, we'll find out that right about now, because we're going to head on in. Now, there is, of course, a second army, slash a third army. We're not going to worry about those. We're just going to take on him. It's time for him to go down. He's the ruddy Darn fiend too that we need to kill. Now, this army is kind of my... not quite the perfect army, but it's probably the most fitting army. We've got our English swordsmen here, kind of the core of much of our conquering power as we've slowly become powerful. The Welsh Axemen, lovely lads. But unfortunately, we don't have any of those spearmen left. They've sadly been lost over time. I can't actually train those Morgana spearmen, but I do love those. We have some Irish Gallaglass, some Norse Axemen, some Highland Scottish swordsmen. We have our longbows, a few of the Welsh ones as well. Some Irish Calivermen, a selection of English and Norse knights, and a trebuchet, because the mercs need to come along for the party. Time to head in. Time for, the Scandi lad to take on Prince Moric. Well, the weather's a little bit horrible, but to be honest, murdering this entire island is a little bit horrible in itself. Saying that, though, they need to join the Rebel Alliance, and thus it is all their fault. These guys are going to get themselves shot down. We actually do have a trebuchet. Not really by the guns, more by the arrows, but yes, they get themselves shot down. Beautiful shot by my trebuchet. Oh, it's lovely to have some of these working for me at long last. Okay, go and get the trebuchet. That's the main thing. I'm not so worried about the catapult. That doesn't have as much range as the rest of this nonsense. Okay, you know what? We might as well start pushing forward with what we've got here. We'll leave the trebuchet shooting where it is, but the rest of this join together. I think something got very, very confused in this. Someone is not in position, are they? I don't know what. Okay. Formation. Anytime. There we go. That's much more like a formation. Yeah, we're just going to start running everyone forward. And in come the cavalry. Just send one into that catapult. That'll be fine by me. Yeah. Go and deal with them, Mr. Huskarls. Oh, almost hit their catapult. Almost hit the trebuchet even. Right there. The Huskarls need to get out of there before they get themselves in big trouble. Because they seem to like doing that. Do we just hit these guys with a missile? I think we might have. I don't know. There was certainly a big flash of light. That's for sure. This trebuchet is down to 1. That is dealt with at this point. Get on top of that general then, my good sirs. Chunk him down. And they're coming forward. These guys are going to get a shot away, presumably. Anytime. Shoot at the Ulster swordsman. See these guys in action. Basically arquebusiers. They're not particularly great unless they're elevated. But you know what? We might see that they lose a few men as they charge him. Shaken, yeah, they are definitely shaken by that. Yeah, they went down about 20 or so and broke as soon as they hit the line. And I think that's as much to do with anything else with all the other troops around. But you know what? They did well. They stood their ground, did the job they needed to. My cavalry are now pressing into the back of all of this. Okay, all infantry just to get charging forward at this point. Honestly, I don't think we need to worry about too much of this nonsense. Mr. Trebuchet, as much fun as you are, I don't think you need to be doing anything right now. Let's get all of these lads shooting on them. Can't necessarily see if there are any more units around. Yeah, we'll just get these chaps shot down by those lads over there. And the general, still fighting. We have our cav around, but yeah, we don't necessarily have the strongest cav. Let's just pull out what we've got left at this point. Ah, there he goes. He goes just as I say that. He goes. Okay, charge him back down. Forget what I just said. Charge him down, my good sirs. General, yeah, you start running into all of this as well. And, okay, yeah, I think at this point he might get away, but it's not the end of the world if he does, to be honest. We'll see about it, because he always likes to run away, this lad. That's just what he does. You get on top of him. Huskarls. Yeah, and there is the victory. And with that victory then, once again, the Squirmish leader retreats. Why not into the castle? Oh, they've got no room in there. Ridiculous, lad. Ridiculous, lad. Okay, we're just going to take on this guy. Oh, we can't do it. He's run away. Damn it, Captain Gonnerl. Right, well, more trait increases loyalty to the rebel cause, which doesn't actually mean anything, but, you know, we'll take it. Interesting. Nothing too interesting, if I'm honest. Right, well, I think at this point, we're just going to leave this guy up here, and it's down to finishing off trim. We'll give them the chance to get in the town, but realistically, yeah, to figure out how we're going to do this, because I want to put it under siege properly and have a full-on battle, but I'll work it out. I guess it's time to end the Irish menace once and for all. Then we're going to head into trim. We've got ourselves ladders and towers. We also have plenty of lads to come and help us as well. We'll see if the prince decides to run away like a scaredy cat once again. The army inside, by the way, doesn't have an awful lot of good troops. Also swordsmen are as good as they get, and that's not even a full unit. That one kind of is though, so I guess there's a couple decent units. Some archers that could cause some problems, and some javelinmen which can be kind of mean on the wall. These guys are decent enough defence. But honestly, by the time we got 3 armies assaulting this fortress, I assume it's a fortress, not a citadel, then I'm pretty certain we'll be fine. Into the final battle we go. Oh, it is nice to have ourselves a trebuchet to start with here today. It's a nice little toy. Does seem awfully like, by the way, there's a battle going on somewhere. Yes, it's over here. Is this actually our friend the General? It does indeed look like it, and he's going to once again charge into an army and run away. It might actually take the AI controlling army to actually kill him on this occasion. This army are hilariously organised. Yeah, they've just ran into their armoured swordsman, which is kind of amusing. General's now going to come into these guys as well. Is he going to get himself killed? He might do. Who even knows what he's going to do? Let's go back over to our trebuchet for a moment. Damage 72. Okay. So about to smash that down, are we? Anytime soon, lads? No? No hurry. Whatever, lads. Whatever, lads. Okay, siege towers are there. The general's just running through the entire of this army by himself like an utter madman. There we are. The trebuchets smash the gates, and immediately they recoil upwards, which is very, very convenient. There goes the general fleeing once again. That sounds about right. And is that him falling? It is. There we are. The AI, much better than I. There we are. We need a border horse. You see, I've been having all my holibars and all my Norse scouts and all of those nonsenses. No, that's what we need. Okay, back over to our army. What do we want to do? I'm just going to start shooting this wall because why not, eh? Why not? Let's send in some cav just to, minus the general, just to try and clear up any of these guys who are running away right now because I don't really want them to escape. Much rather kill them right now. Ooh, the game does not like me going full speed with this many armies around. I don't blame it, to be honest. I don't blame it. Right. Well, let's see what happens here. We'll just give it the old speed-a-roo. And, okay, now we can get on top of these archers. The game seems a bit confused when I give them that order. So, yes. Let's not worry too much about any of that nonsense. Aha! Another enemy general dead, which is good news. He looked like an actual character there. Yeah. Oh, Colonel Omagach. Yes, apparently they do have some sort of actual like general there, which is interesting. Was not aware of that, but apparently that is the case. So there we are. We've got some fighting on the walls. These guys are getting absolutely blitzed right now because they don't actually have anyone supporting them. Where are my guys on the ladders? So that's the ladder lads who apparently have got themselves killed, have they? I don't even know. These guys are also coming up as well. So yeah, we've got the second unit helping at this point. Interesting, these guys now are running through to help. That's nice to see. I'm pretty certain the trebuchet is actually currently shooting at this. I'm just going to shoot at this wall because that's kind of more funny. Yeah, I've just kind of broken that wall that I was going to go and send them across. That was why I was sending him to do something different there. Right, let's go see what my friend's doing. Oh, they've just run for the open gate. They actually opened it for them. The AI's actually doing a good job. This is unusual. Yeah, certainly on Rome, when you just leave the AI to go and do this, it does all sorts of stupid things. You had your own equipment as well, lads. What are you doing? Yeah, oh, okay, because they've entered at this side, at the big cliff face side. Okay, that makes some sense. They are going to enter around that part of the world. I mean, we're inside as well. It's just we're having a bit more of a fight inside. How is this wall, by the way? 9%. Smashy, smashy. Yeah, we're kind of missing, which isn't really the best thing. Just go on to guard, please. They are starting to break, but it is kind of going to be amusing if we yeah, get on top of them like that. You get on top of those Gallic archers as they try and run away. They have... Oh. Hi. Nice to see someone else has turned up. Well done, English Knights. You're doing your job. And I really, really want to collapse this wall on top of them. That would make me very, very, very happy indeed. Come on, smash the wall. This trebuchet's doing a terrible job. Smash the wall for Pete's sake. Oh, yes, a nice whack on the wall has got them a little bit worried. Actually hit them directly on the wall, and their own archers now causing them problems, which is kind of funny. Right, we're sending in the fresh ladders. We can, of course, pick these ones up as well, but I think there's plenty of their lads who are going to, of my reinforcement lads, who are going to turn up. The thing is that AI can often be very, very slow to figure out that it needs to bring the siege equipment in. So they're just going to run around and get themselves shot, I imagine. That's fine by me, to be honest. I kind of knew what was going to happen in this battle. It's very much what normally happens at this point. They're now fleeing just in time for the trebuchet to actually cause some smashing damage. Okay, we don't get to watch them fall off, but we did get some direct hits, which was nice, I suppose. Right, you, my good sirs, get yourselves down here. And hopefully the frame rate will keep up as we start moving forward. If they sent lads, why are you sending people out? You're just going to pull everyone in. I apologise for the frame rate, ladies and gents. I can't really control all the missiles that my allies are using, but it's fine. It's fine. We've got a couple of lads on the ladders who are heading up to the walls. Everyone else might as well just head forward actually at this point, just run into these lads. It is a really chunky affair here at the gateway. I mean, I don't quite know why they're not just going to fight on the plaza, because they will soon break, but they've held pretty well so far. But yeah, you'd think just holding here with these towers at the back would be their best bet at this point. Or, you know, just don't open the gate for us. But maybe they want the rebels. The rebels? The rebels! They want the rebels. We've got a bit of a marketing shift at this point. Yes. We realise that the future doesn't involve these lads anymore. So we're going to change the way that we phrase our people, as we are now the rebels. And, oh yeah, we've got the Axemen up at the walls here, which is nice news indeed. Still a bit jittery, but, you know, it is what it is. Right, are we going to manage to pull off a few shots here? They seem a bit confused about what I'm asking them to do. A couple Steves have worked it out. So, yeah, we'll just start shooting into them. So there's actually my infantry down here, not the reinforcements. The reinforcements have charged in and got themselves murdered and started routing, which is hardly surprising. Their peasants are going to charge it. We might as well start charging in at this point then. Yeah, get yourselves in, my good sirs. Shoot the catapults around the back. Some of the other... Why are you here? I think they're taking the stupid way around. Are you reinforcements? I don't even know. Apparently you're actually mine. That's not my Calivermen. That's fine. You're allowed to go over there. Right. I don't think you quite work this one out yet, lads, have you? You're supposed to be over here. Oh, the general's arrived. That's nice. You come over here, my good sir. You come over here. We'll give us a nice... Oof! We almost lost another general there. No, we did! Oh, dear. It's just the story of the last few episodes, isn't it? Flaming shots. There's only one of them here, and he still managed to do it. Oh, dear. He was lining himself up for it as well, but hey-ho. It just is what it is. Right. Just shoot them down. There's a general over here, or just shoot the catapult. That'll be the best plan. Honestly, it doesn't even matter anymore. This general's dead as well. We're going to have a fresh start, ladies and gentlemen. I think there is one guy left. Maybe. There's one guy up north. Up in Ulster, I think. He's now the only rebel general left. In some ways, it's probably best that there's only one person left leading the Anarchy. There we go. There's the final general. It's only fair that they lose their general as well. So, you know, we'll have a go with the rifles here, or the arquebusiers, whatever these kind of... Okay, did he just fall to his death? I think he did. I don't know what's going on, but we're apparently having a few little shots at these lads. I don't know. They don't seem to know how to gun, but to be fair, it's a pretty new professional, things considered. Right, I'm bored of this now. General, avenge your brethren who's just died, and I'll be honest, I really shouldn't be using the speed up button on this particular occasion. How much have we lost now? 11% to 90. This is not as... Yeah, not Not as bad a defeat. Oh, you know, we haven't lost as many men as I thought we had, to be honest. Right, you might as well avenge your master and just head in and chunk everyone. Go on to aggressive stance at this point then. Back inside, my friends, back inside for the final chunk affair. And that's it there, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like it's over. Victory will soon be ours. It's been an interesting campaign, this one. It was one that I was very worried about at the start. Like, I was incredibly concerned that we would never have any chance here because we started 4 settlements, and I don't know, just the amount of reinforcements that come in really did concern me. But you know, we killed one in Wallace. We killed, I can't think what the Welsh lad's called now, but we killed that guy, King something, and obviously, you know, we did take out the Baron Alliance. The English were killed off without. We did obviously kill the Crusader army as well, didn't we? That was a fun little sally for them out of the castle at Northampton. That was lovely. Yeah, but in the end, the culture systems really worked in our favour. I mean, as soon as we found out, as soon as we got ourselves, which castle was it? Arundel in the south, yeah, because the south of England's so weakly defended. As soon as we had that, we could get some good troops. The Longbowmen, the Armoured Swordsmen, I mean, they're just phenomenal units. It's unusual to have such strong units on a Rebels campaign. And there we are, clear victory. We killed quite a lot, to be honest. These guys just, they were there. They were there. Enemies killed, fair amount here. Good old Moric didn't really do anything at all. But back to the campaign map we go. And with that, oh yes, Trim is ours, and I suspect the game will just kick me out, will it? I think that's what it does in Medieval 2. So, sack the settlements. Victory. I think that was the princess dying there, by the way. Your cunning and bold leadership has led your people to become the undisputed masters of the British Isles. You see, the game knows this is part of the British Isles as well. All neighbouring kingdoms on the Isles that did not bend the knee were destroyed, and all rebels have been squashed. Yes, you're the rebels now. We don't squash the rebels, we are the rebels. Anyway, the heads are now displayed proudly on your ramparts. Okay, I thought we were nicer than that, apparently. You've successfully achieved all that which your ancestors dreamed. Your name will be remembered as one that brought peace to a bloodied realm and unified territory. Caesar himself had failed to do. And thus he puts the book away once again. The Rebel Anarchy. Well, that is the end, ladies and gentlemen, of our Britannia Rebels campaign, and a glorious one at that. I do think the culture system certainly made our troop recruitment an awful lot more interesting. And, you know, once you take out one faction, obviously you just start to steamroll. It took me a long time to even kill one, mind you. But once I did, we pretty much had all of England and Wales, and the game was pretty simple to mop up from there. But there's been lots of really cool battles. I love the forts. It took us a while to really see the stone forts in action, but once we did, we got some really cool battles, particularly sallying out of them. That was intriguing. It's a very weird Irish armies, it must be said. The catapults and the horseboys, a really annoying combination, it must be said, especially when I can't get myself any catapults for myself, aside from the one trebuchet at the end there. But no, it's been a grand old campaign. We haven't done anything in Crusaders yet, so next time we see Kingdoms DLC, it will almost certainly be for the Crusaders. I think there's a guide for playing as Venice on that, but that's about all I've got on it, so definitely seeing that in the future. At this point in time, I don't know, I was planning on doing something back on Rome, Barbarian Invasion, Alexander, something on that for the main series, but there probably will be more videos coming out on the channel before too long. I'm sort of trying to get the videos back up now that it's the summer. I've got a bit more time on my hands, so we'll see about all of that, ladies and gents, in the near future. But for now, I will leave you, and well, it's been a fun little campaign. I've really enjoyed this, and be sad to see it go, but I'm looking forward to the next one. I've got a few ideas in my head, as I say. So I'm Thomas, this is the Norse Axemen, and this has been our Britannia Rebels campaign. Join the Anarchy, people. Thank you, and bye-bye. They're all queuing up to fight them. These are truly the British rebels right here. War cry and charge at the dogs of... Oh, they're routing again. What are you doing, my silly trumpet? They're actually taking on my reinforcements. Welcome to the Rebel Experience, ladies and gents.